Here's today's challenge. Which of the following objects you had knowledge of? Before we get into the nitty-gritty, what is a wind tunnel? A wind tunnel is a specially designed facility that allows scientists and engineers to study the effects of air moving over or around objects. It can simulate real-world conditions like speed, turbulence, and airflow patterns. Why use a wind tunnel? Wind tunnels help test aerodynamics, reduce drag, improve efficiency, and ensure safety. They're used not just for airplanes, but for a surprising variety of objects. Wind tunnels are classified based on the speed of airflow they can simulate. These include subsonic, supersonic, and hypersonic tunnels. Let's start the count. 1. Submarines. Why test submarines in wind tunnels instead of water? Because, according to fluid dynamics, both air and water are fluids, and the properties of air can act as a proxy for water when properly scaled. Submarines have been tested in wind tunnels to understand how water would flow around their bodies. The results help engineers design more streamlined, efficient submarines without the cost of full water testing. Number 2. Planes. Airplanes and aircraft have been extensively tested in wind tunnels since they are often the main focus. From full-scale airplane components to small-scale prototypes, engineers have blown wind at literally everything. Wings, tails, engines, and body shapes are all tested to refine aerodynamics. The results? Safer flights, better fuel efficiency, and smoother performance in the skies.
Every time you fly commercially, you fly on a plane that was tested at a facility such as ours. We've checked it for safety, we've checked it for fuel efficiency, and we've helped improve the features on it that leads the technology into the next generation of aircraft.
Parachutes. Parachutes have been tested in wind tunnels to study how they open and remain stable. Remember the famous Mars landings and the first controlled flight on the Red Planet? Those parachutes were perfected in wind tunnels on Earth before making history in space. 4. Sports balls. Soccer balls, rugby balls, tennis balls, and golf balls have been tested in wind tunnels to understand their flight. This research explains why soccer balls curve, why golf balls have dimples, and why tennis balls have fuzz. The dimples on golf balls reduce air resistance, allowing them to travel farther. The fuzz on tennis balls helps increase drag, slowing the ball slightly and giving players more control. 5. Bridges. Bridges are tested in wind tunnels to understand how they respond to strong winds and extreme weather conditions. Engineers create scale models of bridges and expose them to simulated wind to observe how the structure might sway, twist, or oscillate.
We are here to observe wind tunnel testing of a scale model of our suspension bridge.
These tests help identify potential risks, such as dangerous vibrations or resonance effects, and allow designers to make adjustments that ensure stability, safety, and longevity of the bridge under real-world conditions. 6. Buildings. Buildings are tested in wind tunnels to understand how they respond to strong winds and other extreme weather conditions. Engineers use scale models of the structures to study airflow patterns, wind pressure, and potential vibrations. This helps identify design adjustments that improve stability, reduce wind-induced swaying, and ensure the safety and comfort of occupants. Iconic skyscrapers like the Burj Khalifa underwent such testing to make sure they can withstand the powerful gusts they will encounter in real life. Number 7. Animals. Animals such as birds and even cows, well, not live cows, have been tested in wind tunnels. Birds have been tested to study their wing movements. These studies inspire new designs in aviation by learning from nature's own aerodynamics.
The tunnel is designed to be super low turbulence, but we also want to study how birds fly in turbulence and how we design vehicles that are more stable in turbulence.
8. Spacecraft and rockets. Spacecraft and rockets are tested in wind tunnels to understand how they interact with the atmosphere during launch, re-entry, and even landing. Engineers use these tests to study aerodynamics, heat distribution, and structural stability under extreme conditions. For example, before the space shuttle ever took flight, models were placed in wind tunnels to simulate high-speed airflow and turbulence. NASA has tested countless spacecraft and aircraft in wind tunnels, with their Unitary Plan wind tunnel complex alone having tested generations of commercial and military aircraft, as well as NASA space vehicles, since the facility's creation. This includes modern vehicles like the Orion capsule and the Space Launch System, SLS rocket, as well as the parachute for the Curiosity rover and the Mars Ascent Vehicle, MAV. These tests allowed NASA to refine designs, reduce risks, and ensure safe missions. Number 9. Cars. From race cars like Formula One machines to luxury sports cars such as Bugatti, Mercedes, BMW, and Audi, and even ordinary family cars, these vehicles have been tested in wind tunnels to see how air flows around them and to improve performance, safety, and efficiency. By testing in controlled conditions, car designers can refine the vehicle's shape to make it more aerodynamic, reduce fuel consumption, lower wind noise, and improve handling at high speeds. It also helps in cooling system design and ensures stability under crosswinds, making the car both faster and safer on the road. 10. Athletes, cyclists, skiers, para-athletes, you name it, have all been tested in wind tunnels to improve aerodynamics and overall performance. By studying how air flows around their bodies, equipment, and suits, engineers and coaches can find ways to reduce drag, increase speed, and make movements more efficient. Even tiny adjustments in posture, gear, or clothing can shave seconds off race times, which often makes the difference between winning and losing in elite competitions. 11. Wind turbine farms. Wind turbine farms have been tested in wind tunnels to study how multiple turbines affect each other when placed together. Engineers use these tests to understand wake effects, the turbulence created behind one turbine that can reduce the efficiency of another, optimize the spacing and layout of turbines, and maximize the overall power output of the farm. Wind tunnel experiments also help improve durability by testing how large groups of turbines handle extreme winds and changing weather conditions. 12. Solar panel farms. Solar panel farms have been tested in wind tunnels to see how strong winds interact with large arrays of panels. These tests help engineers design mounting systems that can withstand storms, prevent panels from lifting or breaking under high winds, and reduce damage from turbulence. Wind tunnel studies also guide the tilt and spacing of panels to balance both stability and maximum sunlight capture. Thank you for watching.